और हमारे बीच उपस्थित हैं यहाँ पर ट्रिनिडाद से पधारे महामहिम डॉक्टर रोंगे गोपाल जी, जिनसे अनुरोध है कि वे आए अपने चंद शब्दों से हम सबको रोजर गोपाल जी, सॉरी गोपाल
Namaskar. Good morning, and usually in Trinidad and Tobago we say Sitaram. To my fellow ambassadors and friends of the diplomatic corps, to the esteemed organizers and those who sit on the dais, I thank you for this opportunity to address you this morning. However, Hindi is not a language that I know. You see, in 1845, the Fatal Razak left Kolkata and journeyed to Trinidad and Tobago. Those of you who are not familiar with Trinidad and Tobago might be familiar with West Indies cricket, or at least Brian Lara, Sunil Narayan, so they are from my country, Trinidad and Tobago. In 1845, when the East Indians landed in our country, they were under imperial rule, the British Empire. However, we were not permitted to have Hindu schools. Our children had no educational facility in which they can learn about Hinduism or Hindi. Marriage that was done under Hindu rites was not recognized. Did we lose it? Did we lose the language? And to a large extent, yes. Because if the child of a Hindu had to go to a non-Hindu school, they were expected to be converted. But did we endure? We landed in 1845, as I just said. But by the year 1955, under the leadership of Bade Sagan Maharaj and Simbanath Kapildev, they established the Sanatan Dharma Mahasabha of Trinidad and Tobago. They established Hindu schools throughout the country and Hindu mandirs throughout the country. And for the first time in our history, Hindi was re-established as a language to be learned in the schools. Indian instruments such as the dantal and the dholak and what we call the tassa was now an instrument that an Indian child could learn in our schools. But not only so. A population that is so small, only 13 lakh, 1.3 million, had established over 350 mandirs throughout the island of Trinidad and Tobago. And I will dare say, in our country, we have built the largest Hanuman Murti that stands outside of India. Not only so, the Britishers told one of the indented laborers, his name is Siuda Sadhu, that you cannot build a mandir on the land that belongs to the British. Stone by stone, he built a pathway into the sea, and he constructed a Shiv Mandir that to this day stand as the only Hindu temple literally built in the ocean. Did we lose it? No, we didn't. Today, Trinidad and Tobago stands proud of our heritage that is intimately linked to Bharat, to India. We have had prime ministers who have sworn as prime ministership using Bhagavad Gita. Almost half of our parliament is sworn into parliament using the Bhagavad Gita. And the Hindi culture, not just Hindu culture, Hindi culture became mainstream in Trinidad and Tobago. So much so that Shah Rukh Khan owns the Trinidad and Tobago Knight Riders cricket team. So much so that Lata Mangeshkar visited Trinidad and Tobago on a number of occasions to sold-out audiences. That even, and I've shared this story many a times before, that even when I came to India, just about 3 months before Lataji was hospitalized, as I said, I've shared this many times before, she called, and my sons, not me, answered the phone on video, and they decided that they will sing to the greatest singer of all times, Jawada Kiao Nibana Pahega. Did we lose it? I'll say this as a challenge to all Indians. I spoke about 3 weeks ago at an Indian diaspora. On that platform, this dais in which I spoke, you had someone who was white, which no problem with. Someone who was non-Hindu, no problem with. But not one representative I asked, where is Mauritius? Where is Suriname? Where is Guyana? Where is Trinidad and Tobago besides me? Where is Fiji? How could we begin to talk about the Indian diaspora without recognizing these countries who over 100 years ago, thank you, went to their islands? These are not first generation Indians. These are fourth and fifth generation Indians who have protected, who have preserved, and who will promote Hindi, Hinduism, and an Indian identity to this day. We must give recognition to them. So today, I thank the organizers of this conference for this most wonderful opportunity, but for recognizing the diaspora that left India under false pretense by the imperial masters, but who endured against all odds a culture that was so orchestrated to rip from us our identity, to take away our philosophy, to banish our texts, but we endured. Jai Hind. Long live India. Long live our culture. Long live our language. For the day is coming when no longer the West will be looking at the East and wondering what we're doing. The East will overtake the West. Jai Hind.